Hey guys, Jamie Alexander here. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do so now because I would love it. How am I going to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours if you don't subscribe? Please do that and share with a friend if you find value in this message. So today, I want to talk 3 things that will make your life easier. Things are complicated right now. Adulting is complicated. Let's just be real about that. But a lot of the difficulties that we face are self-imposed. And I want to kind of give you 3 things that I learned and found much power in that help me really embrace life for what it is, bring me more joy, and help move me forward in a healthier way and a more joyful way. Because who doesn't want to be healthy and joyful, right? So, number 1, adopt a mission-based mindset. This is about other people, y'all. Take the focus off yourself, okay? Put it on how you can serve. Then your trials start to look delicious. So when you take the focus off you and start to figure out how you can serve, when you fall into, like when you go into a trial or have a setback or go through something upsetting, sure, have your moment, have your issue at the time, grieve it, cry through it, do what you have to do, but then remember your mission. Remember what you're doing this for. Remember that what you just went through and or are going through is to bless someone else. And when you have a mission-based mindset, your trials start to look delicious. It's like, ooh, let me tell you what I went through. Because now I can sit here confident in front of you, still joyful, still beautiful, still happy, still available to what's next. But I went through this. I went through what you're going through. Do you know what I mean? Like your trials don't start to look so much like woe is me. You guys got to be a little patient with me. I'm off of a very long day, but I wanted to share this with you. So I might be stuttering a little bit, but you get the point. So adopt a mission-based mindset. That is number 1. It's very important to know who you are here to serve. And again, this is not to put pressure on you. We can serve anyone. And serving doesn't mean you have to have all this money or all this time, or like for me, for example, a great example of me serving is a smile. Think about how many times you cross people on the street. Do you make eye contact and smile? Because I know I feel weird if I don't. Now, granted, there's days that I'm in a mood. I either got my sunglasses on, my head down, or I'm in the phone for a reason because I don't have the energy to give, and that's okay. This is just an example of how if you are mission-based, and I know that my mission is to create space where people can feel at their best selves without any judgment. A warm smile from someone you thought looked like a model and was too whatever to talk to you, or was so busy, or you're having a bad day. I know that one smile was something. One time I was leaving a studio from an audition, and there was a girl and 2 guys, and then me walking down the sidewalk. And so I acknowledged them. I looked and I just gave a little smile. And the girl was like, "Thank you so much for smiling at us." And I was like, do you know what I mean? I mean, I really smiled and she really stopped to thank me. So you never know how you're going to be able to save people. Help people. But also, my first business is very mission-based. I'm very excited about myself and what I do and who I am. I could rah-rah all day, but there's nothing more powerful to me than when my people are with me. So I am very much about who can I connect? How can I help? Who do I know that can help this person get, what they're doing is great. What do I have that can help put them in a position that they want to be? Even if it's just the next step. For me, that is very valuable. If I can help a friend get booked, have a conversation that changes their life, introduce them to someone that takes them to the next level, get them involved with somebody who's doing a project that helps bring them content, that makes me happy. That makes me feel valuable. I get booked. I get, this, that, or the other. And I believe that that's reciprocal energy, but nothing makes me more happy when I don't want to say put someone on, because they're, everybody's working from themselves to put themselves on, and, this is all God, but I just like being in a position where I can serve. That's where I'm good at. Not everybody is as outgoing as me. I'm a military brat. I moved every 2 to 3 years. So I'm well trained in making new friends. I had no choice, growing up. So how do I use the little bits and benefits from my life to bless others? It's definitely about creating that space, creating community, creating the network, connecting people to who they need to be connected to in order to get to the next level. And of course, doing the same for myself, but it's my mission is to do it for others. If God is the creator and we are made in his image, then we are creators too. I cannot sit by and watch somebody with creative talent in all facets, because creative talent just isn't dancing, singing, and acting. It's being able to solve a math problem. It's being able to write. It's being able to, all of the things that everyone has, each and every person has this special creativity. I'm eager to figure out, like, what do you need? Do you need a video? I shoot content. You need some pictures. You need space. You need, like, what do you need? Who do I know? How can I help you? So that brings me joy. It takes the focus off myself. And so when I'm not feeling so hot about me, I still have the space to grow and give. I live down the street from the fire department, so that gets fun. Anyway, number 2, fall in love with the journey. This is something that it took me a very long time to learn, and I'm still grasping aspects of this. Falling in love with the journey. Guys, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Nipsey wasn't lying, and I know he's gone now, but the idea is still relevant. Like, this is a marathon. If you are disappointed and depressed because last year you didn't get from here to there, let it go. You have got to, I'm at a job right now that I don't necessarily like. It's cool, but I'm not a 9-to-5 type person. Answering phones like a secretary and answering a bunch of questions and doing all that, not my cup of tea. That's not where you're gonna get the fullness of what I have to offer. Neither one of us are gonna be winning if that's what I'm doing with my all day or a day. However, I have found ways to fall in love with the journey where I'm still accepting this period of time with open arms. Like, I know I've been through enough to know I'm gonna look back on this season and be like, girl, you done look what you did with that. And this put you in position for that. Like, there are so many things that we go through and grow through that we just have to get to the next level. I don't know everything about what this time period is teaching me, but I know that as time passes and I look at this in retrospect, I'm gonna appreciate it. And I know that because I've had to fall in love with the journey on other things. So there's other, efforts I put forth, endeavors I've chased, things that I've created, and all this that whether it did or didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, it was still just a small period of time. And I love it for what it was. I love that project for what it was in that time. I loved it. The seasons and time is a lot longer than we give it credit for. And now I'm not saying, long, like just be lackadaisical, like you have forever to live. That's not what I'm saying. It's definitely more just like, if you didn't write the book last year, don't worry, you can write the book this year. You know what? You might write it within the next 10. And can you imagine how good that book's gonna be 10 years from now? Things like that. So I'm just saying, don't feel pressed. This is gonna make your life, your journey much more easy, and it's going to make you much more peaceful and happy, because you know what? I got tomorrow. Not with the arrogant assumption that we're gonna live forever, but just like, come on now, everything ain't gonna get done in one day, and that's okay. That's actually a very good thing. I've been through so much and I've been on so much of a journey, and I know you have too, so I challenge you to think about just the last 10 years and the things that you've been through and grown through. Don't you just appreciate it? The ups and the downs? Don't you just appreciate who you are and how far you've come and what you have to offer in this time? It wouldn't have happened if everything was just, oh my God, I got it done. I did the business. I did it. I'm a millionaire. I married it. If you did it all in the first week, what are you going to do for the rest of your life? Like, fall in love with the journey, folks, even the parts of the journey you don't like so much. Because that takes me back to point number 1. If you're adopting a mission-based mindset and you're in a part of the journey you don't like, when you're on the other side of that thing, all you're going to be able to do is tell the next person how to get through it when they don't like it. And that just fills you up. It really warms your spirit when your circumstances and your obstacles and lessons can bless someone else. You can bless somebody right out of depression, suicidal thoughts. Like sometimes when your mind ain't right, you think you're the only one going through it. So please be open to receive your lessons and the slow parts and go through the journey and all that, because you're going to be able to bless someone on the other side, and that's going to fill you up and be just as reciprocal for wherever you're going and where your path is. Last thing is number 3, take risks, because playing it safe is riskier. We don't get time back. I'll never forget when I lived, well, I live in LA again, but back in 2010, I just felt at the end of my rope. I was just like doing, and I could just feel I wasn't being, I was just doing, you know, everything was just, I was stuck and I was a little depressed, and I did not know how to deal with depression then. I just knew I was sad. One day I had a dream. I woke up, called my girlfriend. She had a similar dream, and that's how I knew I was supposed to go meet her. She was in New York. I had never been in New York. Oh, only once, because your girl tried out for I Want to Work for Diddy, and this was like 2008 or before that. I don't remember. I almost made the cut. They flew me to New York, so I got to pop in, do an interview, and had to fly right back. But you get the point. I just wanted to share that little nugget. But she was in New York, and she's like, come visit, and I just could barely pick myself up off the floor. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to get the plane ticket. My plan was to go for 5 days. I ended up staying 11 days, and within a month's time, I moved to New York. I was risky. I let it all go. I had a job. I didn't care. I had stuff. I didn't care. I knew whatever it was in the move that I had to make it. Now, if I would have been calculated, like, oh my gosh, well, what about this? And am I going to get to make the money? And I'm going to miss my friends. And I have this, it's too much. My soul knew what I needed to do. So take the risk. What would have been riskier and what I don't want to see is if I would have stayed in California, just rode out my lease, stayed with the roommate I had at the time, stayed doing this. Not to say my life wouldn't be great, but my God, I spent 3 years in New York and I moved there by myself. When I tell you I learned, grew, experienced, changed, wow. It is so much of a part of who I am today, and I will never regret or forget that. There was so much that went on out there in New York. We'll talk about that another time. But what I'm saying is take the risk, y'all. Like, it is not that deep. It's not that deep. I promise you it's not that deep. We don't know what's going to happen in the future anyway, so stop trying to calculate it so hard that you can't ever follow your heart. You can't ever take the trip, hop on the flight, spend the money, date the guy, do the things, do it. We only live once. It's a YOLO situation. So with that being said, don't you think you don't ever want to get to your deathbed at 150 years old and think, oh my God, when I was 30, I should have just kissed the guy. I should have just hopped on that plane to France. I should have just lived abroad for 3 months. I should have just did that. You'll realize in the grand scheme of things, it ain't going to really change the trajectory of your life in such a negative way that you shouldn't have took the risk. It's much more risky to be like, no, I'm not going to do that because I know everything. So I'm just going to stick to my calculated life and the way it is because I don't want to ruffle these feathers. Nah. We don't get time back. So act like it. It is all good. Live your best life. I know I do. I do get at sticky parts. You're going to see some of my past posts if you really get into my page where I got my little fears about some things because of my life experiences. But this is why I do this channel. This is for healing. This is for transformation. This is so we can unstick those sticky parts and get to the get to. If we haven't learned anything, especially with the unbelievably sad situation with Kobe Bryant. And I know people die every day, but I'm just saying, we don't know when it's going to be over. So there's really nothing to no reason to hold back. Don't hold back. Don't be not risky for any reason. I can't think of one reason. It's just fear. Identify those fears and annihilate them. I just did a post before this about fear. So I can probably tag it. Let me see. This is about 14 minutes. I'll tag the fear one there because you're going to learn something there too. Because you're going to learn how to uncover the fears that are subconsciously running in the background. It's time to face them and move it out the way so you can take those risks. Yeah, that was all I had. Thank you guys so much for listening. Again, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe to my channel. If you think this will bless a friend, please send it to them. Be joyful, peaceful, happy, go through what you need to grow through, come out on the other side and continue to shine. Thanks for watching. Peace.